Hello, I'm Bob Walker, immediate past Vice President of Technology for Arizona Western College as of 1 week ago today. A number of you watching this will wonder why, after 2 years of progress, I seemingly abruptly resigned my position. You've been fed a story, and I'll clear that up as I address Dr. Kaur directly in just a minute. But this isn't about me. I'll be fine. But many of my co-workers will still struggle with the impact of questionable decisions made in an autocratic manner by a role largely unchecked by a board in need of more insight into rubber stamp requests. I now have nothing but time and money on my hands to bring repeated abuses of power to light and help get AWC back on track to becoming what our communities need it to be. I will be brief and direct, covering as much material as possible in about 15 minutes. I will also address Board President Dennis Booth, our remaining board members, the Faculty Association, all staff, my brave ITSS team, the taxpayers of both Yuma and La Paz counties, the local press, and finally, the reason why we are so passionate about AWC, our current and future students. Also, our progress in cleaning this up will be regularly updated for the Arizona Auditor General's Office. Dr. Kaur, know that your era at AWC is finished. You no longer hold the trust of your faculty, staff, community, the taxpayers of both Yuma and La Paz counties, and soon, the members of the district governing board, past and present, that you may joke about having in your pocket. You've told the district community that I resigned my position last week. What you have not told them is that you and I spent the last 6 weeks planning my retirement and return to work, just so that I could move my IRA and opt out of the state retirement system. Our planning began on March 16th, involved a review by you and Karen Johnson of the contract I submitted, and resulted in my signing on April 5th and submitting a revised independent contractor agreement that you sent me via email. The timeline of events in these contracts and letters are fully documented. Please do not try to delete them. They are in the cloud, and that would only make you look more guilty. Please do not put my staff in the position of trying to help you with any cover-up. One of your promises to me is that I would not be put in the position to abandon my team, even if I had to volunteer my time for a while to continue to lead them. To this day, you have not had the courage to tell me that I would not be returning to serve the college. I had to find this out from a distraught team after your meeting with them on Monday. Is this how you treat someone who has faithfully served you and the campus community for the past 2 years? I also understand that you and the cabinet are now running damage control. Please stop. For once, be honest with yourself and those around you, and stop harming the college. When asked, I have told the truth, and I am now being made out to be a disgruntled employee, and I'm so far from that. Public record will show that you yourself are now a contractor for the college. December's board meeting minutes note that you may have retired at the end of 2020 and are on contract through ESI for 6 months until you can return under a new contract effective July 1st of this year. Though it is common for public employees to double dip, as they call it, taking retirement pay while earning a salary, the board is on notice that the taxpayers of both Yuma and La Paz counties do not want them to reinstate your contract prior to further investigation. If the district governing board, in part or in whole, moves to obligate the college to extend your tenure at the April, May, or June board meetings or in executive session prior to the correction of upcoming disclosures, they will be held both collectively and personally liable for breaching the public's trust. AWC is facing a major upheaval of its academic organizational structure effective July 1st of this year. We have a faculty association and faculty senate that have been completely excluded from this planning process, despite having a board-approved constitution that calls for their involvement. What they don't know is that half the cabinet was excluded as well. A few of us learned about this structure when they did, though Dr. Diane assured us that she had conferred with the division chairs in planning this restructuring. After speaking with them, it was clear that they were also left out of the process. The college has invested 5 years and countless hours and taxpayer dollars to form and implement a shared governance model. Telling us that the board has given you full authority to do as you please does not support our desire to implement shared governance. In one act, you have nullified a critical component of our effective operation. Trust in shared governance has evaporated, and in speaking with you about it, you remain cavalier. I believe that unchecked, absolute power has changed you. I've only known you for the past 2 years, but I'm guessing that you have forgotten yourself. You have the opportunity to reverse this right now, or you could choose to resign and let us clean up your mess. I suspect you will do neither, so I will lay out for you another option. As I have pushed for transparency and accountability over the past 2 years, I will be fully transparent with you now. I've shared with you the value of my estate, so you know that I'm not a disgruntled employee looking to sue the college for damages. I have nothing but time and money on my hands. So apart from court costs and attorney fees, I plan to sue you, the college, and those closely complicit for $1, which will be returned to the AWC Foundation after this is over. I will do so simply to make public all emails, texts, those on personal phones used even once for business purposes, and phone records. Initially, this will reach back to August 15th of last year, when I formally notified you that your cabinet was divided, and you insisted that I drop the issue and not speak of it again. By going public with this effort, it will quickly become a class action suit aimed at discovering abuses of power, including intimidation, reasons for payouts, if any, and discussions with those who may have experienced retribution after going off script during a board meeting or otherwise. I expect this discovery process to involve the entire cabinet and employees terminated over the past few years. As you know, I can drop a few $100,000 into the pursuit of truth without batting an eye. If I come up short, I have a carbon fiber race plane coming off the assembly line this summer that I'll sell in a heartbeat to add another $250,000 to the effort. I doubt your tax base would welcome burning $500,000 to save your job. Those who love this college and community will understand. Many of us feel drawn here and called here for a greater effort. You have lost your way. We have not, and we will prevail. Board President Booth, I called you on Tuesday morning out of respect for you, for protocol, and to give you the opportunity to do the right thing. I alerted you to the fact that a lawsuit was likely, and the fact that a vote of no confidence for Dr. Kaur was immediately forthcoming. I offered my assistance to help correct the rift on campus and clean up abuses, hoping that the college would not be further tarnished in the media. I suspect that your first call thereafter was to Dr. Kaur to inform him that he had a mess to clean up and that he'd better do damage control. 8 to 24 hours later, I reached out to all the board members to see if you had contacted them, and to let them know that I may have to find another way to work through this mess. By the next day, Dr. Kaur and the vice presidents were running damage control. I received reports of them asking key faculty and staff to watch what they say and to whom they speak. This made it evident that another path must be taken. This video was not my first choice, but we had a lot of work ahead of us and cannot waste time hiding this any longer. Sir, please protect yourself. If you are tired of these muddy waters, please consider stepping down as the board president. We will not have the transparency and accountability we need if we continue to feed this carefully crafted autocracy. Board members, please continue to ask critical questions. Please insist on receiving validated data to back up what you hear in board meetings. Please protect yourselves as well. Put healthy pressure on the president and cabinet to become more transparent and accountable in those things that matter, and be willing to wrestle with the difficult discussions that need to happen. Cabinet, over the next month or two, give serious consideration to your words and actions. Find your backbone. Be willing to fight for what is right and express disagreement with the status quo. Notice when you were held back by fear or intimidation, and remember what we learned from Brene Brown. This will not be easy, but be courageous. Faculty, do not give up. A better era for AWC is close at hand. My time is yours to help in any way you need. Most of us know that we're here to serve you, and we have your six. Keep taking care of our students while we fight to take care of you, and trust that this will all work out for the better. Classified and professional staff, some of you will be surprised by the things I've said. Many of you have struggled to make sense of the counterintuitive decisions that have been made in contrast to our mission, our stated values, and our strategic objectives. You continue to serve and support our students, faculty, and one another despite these surprises. Thank you for hanging in there to help AWC realize its potential. To my dear team, I am so sorry that I inadvertently put you through this, and I hope I have the chance to make it right for each of you. Thank you for your kindness and support this week, and if I can find any way back to you, I will. Fellow taxpayers, please get involved. We need your help. AWC has unlimited potential to become everything our two counties need in a community college and gateway to its 3 partner universities. Ask critical questions. Find out what a $62 million budget is providing for both counties. More than half of that, about $38.5 million, is coming from our property taxes. Contact your district governing board representatives. Let them know where you stand and what you expect them to do. Local media, do not be complacent. Your primary responsibility is to your tax-paying base, not to your friends at the college. Keep our communities informed regarding critical issues at hand, and do not shy away from investigative journalism. Last but not least, our current and future students. You have found, or will soon find, excellent instructors, and staff and friends who make AWC an enjoyable place to learn and grow. Know that we are committed to advancing the college, to finding the career and educational programs you want and need, and the knowledge, skill sets, and experience that our communities are looking for. In conclusion, please feel free to reach out to me with your concerns. My phone has been blowing up over the past few days, and you may find my voicemail to be full. I apologize if I cannot answer right away or get back to you immediately, but I will do my very best to ensure that I do so and that your voice is heard. My personal email address is rm, as in Michael, Walker, SR for senior, @gmail.com. And my cell phone number is not a 928 area code. It is 913-912-2987. Thank you all for your encouragement and support. Know that Nancy and I will be just fine. I want to make sure that each of you are fine as well, and that we can realize the potential of AWC through the transparency and accountability that we've worked so hard to put in place.